Okay, so let's get into this SummerSlam 2025 predictions. Night 1, August 2nd. First match, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. Honestly, I'm not going to get too hung up on this question, but I'm thinking Jade Cargill is going over. Now, Tiffany Stratton could retain only if they plan on doing a possible maybe Jade winning the Royal Rumble or Jade winning the Elimination Chamber. I'm going to go off on a little tangent right quick. So, Naomi's the champion. With Naomi being the champion, we could get, we already got the Naomi versus Jade twice. So, the Naomi versus Jade thing is over. Now it's Bianca versus Jade. And we know we're going to get there. Or we're going to get the Bianca versus Naomi. I do not want a Naomi versus Bianca versus Jade. You know, we can get that on a SmackDown or something. I mean, we could get it on a PLE, but only after the one-on-ones. So, if Jade wins and she's champion, and then Naomi retains, and we get to Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, if Bianca comes back, wins the Royal Rumble, you know, she has to choose Bianca. I mean, she has to choose Naomi or Jade. She has heat right now with Naomi. And she could choose Jade. And that would make a great WrestleMania match. But to put the belt on both of them and have Bianca choose, you know, why not? If you're not going to do Bianca versus Jade, then Jade doesn't even have to win. You know, Tiffany Stratton could go over. Bianca could win the Royal Rumble and face Naomi at WrestleMania. You know, and if they really wanted to, they can throw Jade in there if they want, but that already happened to Bianca with that Elimination Chamber stuff. You know, you're throwing third string people in. It goes better if Bianca wins the Royal Rumble, picks Naomi, wins that belt, takes that belt off of Naomi, and then Bianca's on Raw, I guess. But maybe after the draft, you move Jade to Raw or something, and you have Jade versus Bianca that way. You know, there's multiple ways to get there, but, you know, this match is going to determine that. So, if I just had to be a guessing person, I think Jay's going to win. She won Queen of the Ring, so she's probably going to beat Tiffy, and Tiffany's going to take a break. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul. Honestly, no one cares about this match. I hope they have a nice little twist, a nice little finisher, but pretty sure Randy Orton's going to win. Gunther versus CM Punk. This is a tough one. CM Punk has been, you know, I don't want to say the run of his life, but, you know, he's been putting in that work. And it's probably time for CM Punk to get that championship. But remember, Seth Rollins said, as long as he's breathing, he will never let CM Punk win a title. As long as he's in the company. We don't know if Seth really hurt. You know, to fake an injury for a storyline, that's kind of messed up. But, man, I really don't know with honestly, the Gunther versus CM Punk match, this is one I just don't know. There's zero story here. Like, I mean, I love, when they had their little house show and stuff, but Gunther's my guy. I'm gonna give this win to Gunther. Now, Judgment Day versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss could very well win, but at the same time, the belts look better on Judgment Day. So we might see Judgment Day retain. And I just don't know how deep we're gonna get Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I mean, they could get the championships for a few months. That'll bring some greatness to SmackDown and have, SmackDown could build up their tag team division like that. But Raw actually needs more women tag team champions. But who's to say? Now, you have Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. They're all fighting. Now, the crazy part, they have this match as match 5. Gunther for the championship, that was match 3. Hopefully they're not going in this direction where, CM Punk match is the 3rd match. But this might be going in order as when it was announced. So, honestly, to be honest, we all know Roman Reigns is going to win. But I prefer Braun and Bronson Reed to actually go over. Whether it's cheating, whether it's manipulation, maybe, Roman spears the ref or something, For some reason, like I said, if Roman Reigns plans on retiring, you have to put over the younger talent. So go ahead, put over that younger talent. Last, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross has to win this match. He has to win. He's probably going to win. We may see Sami Zayn do a heel turn. But like I said, my theory is Karrion Kross is going to take out Sami. He's going to go away for a while, come back, and win the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn's winning the Royal Rumble 2026. I don't know what to tell you. Sami Zayn's winning the Royal Rumble. Period. Now, that was night 1. Night 2 so far, John Cena versus Cody street fight. John Cena's retaining. Now, I don't see Seth cashing in on this match at all. But John Cena's winning. Cody may turn heel. And that makes John Cena the baby face. And John Cena's still going to win. Period. Not going to spend too much time on that. Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Clearly Naomi's winning next. Becky Lynch versus Lyra. Lyra Valkyria is probably going to win because she's the baby face. No one cares. And if Lynch wins, Valkyria can no longer challenge for the title as long as Lynch is champion. Now, with that stipulation, Becky Lynch could win, and then we won't get any more Becky and Lyra Intercontinental Championship match. Who cares? It's a no disqualification, no count out, last chance for the title. Like, this is going to go down in Lyra's Valkyria's vault. No one cares about. Maybe if they make a DVD of Lyra's best matches, this will probably be in there. Solo versus Jacob, steel cage match. This is going to be a banger. I'm pretty sure Jacob is probably going to try to do a moonsault from the top of the cage. Hopefully he doesn't get injured. I think the last person to do that was Kurt Angle. I don't know if they're going to let him do it. He's probably going to bust every kneecap he got. But it's going to be a bunch of interference in this match. Will Zilla Fatu come out to help Jacob? I doubt it. Zilla's a jobber right now. If he came right now, he'll be a jobber. Dominic versus AJ Styles. I'm not going to sleep on this match at all. I'm thinking Dominic may retain. It depending on if WWE wants Dominic to be Triple A's champion. Now, if Dominic wants to have the IC belt and be Triple A's champion at the same time, they could do that. But if they did that, Dominic would have to drop the AAA title probably later on. But I think he's probably going to try to go to Triple Mania and maybe defend. Most likely, they're probably going to let Dominic drop this IC belt, get the AAA title, give that some heat, get more eyes on that, and then probably drop it, and maybe they'll bring some talent from AAA. I mean, WWE has a lot of talent, but we can still use a mystery iguana randomly on Raw. Like you can use people in non-storylines to entertain the crowd. It's just a problem when you have your main talent not have story-driven storylines. Now, I don't want to say last match, but the last match announced for this was the 6-pack tables, ladders, chairs match. The Wyatt 6, Andrade, Ray Phoenix, DIY, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits. Not too much to say here. I think the Wyatt 6 is probably going to retain, but we all know the Street Profits need this win. Honestly, let the Wyatt 6 win. Let the Street Profits break up. It's a problem. And honestly, from Montez Ford's standpoint, he probably doesn't want to go that singles route. Because if Montez Ford goes that singles route, Triple H is probably going to hold him back. If I was Montez Ford and they wanted you to lose this match, go ahead, lose this match. Leave the company. I mean, honestly, if Bianca says she wanted to have a baby or something like that, go ahead, do that. Montez Ford probably won't leave WWE, but the best career move would leave WWE, go to AEW. WWE just does not care about Montez Ford and the Street Profits. Vince McMahon would know what to do with Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. I would turn Montez Ford babyface. I would turn Angelo Dawkins heel, and he would have a totally different character. I would move them to Raw and have them doing, mid-card fighting for that IC title right now. And then maybe 2027, 2028, honestly, upper mid card stuff. I mean, Triple H isn't using the mid card he has now. So in his eyes, he's only going to get paid if he continues in this tag team. So that's a hard pill to swallow, but the Wyatt 6 is probably going to retain. They just got those titles, and You know, SummerSlam, it might be a banger. We're going to have to see. Right now, SummerSlam, I'm giving SummerSlam a C+. You know, I might could give it a B minus. At the most, I'm giving SummerSlam a B minus right now. Evolution and Worlds Collide were the best pay-per-views of 2025. Can SummerSlam be a top 3 pay-per-view of 2025? We'll only find out this August 2nd and August 3rd. Peace.